a boa, Mr. Hero. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
By a Suko? I think even a Juby you're talking at run a Suko. What's up, Giga Cunt?
Ugh. That was a lag.
Be careful, dude. Oh, he must be close. Your name's moving around pretty well. Hang on.
Oh, hold up. Anthomnia tweet. This looks juicy.
Uh-oh.
Off to Twitter I go.
For 2 weeks, I was getting death threats targeted at Jaeger and I for not supporting DOD. Then I stopped trying to be the bigger person and called them out. Nobody has effed with me or my dog since. I'm just going to keep casually calling out BS now when I see it. Oh, big tough guy Anthomnia.
Oh.
Yikes. Big yikes.
Why egg that on?
I don't know, dude. Just like, what are you doing?
Right.
How tall am I, K-Kong? 6 foot, 72 inches tall. I know that's imperial measurements, but work with me here. It's my native measurement system.
You don't have to rub it in. Some of us are short there, Semo. Please tell me you have food.
That kind of sums up my feelings too, Timothy. Bit disappointing, but understandable. Like, alright man, you do you. But like...
Holy yellow, Semo.
Don't hate.
Look at the little Orbot.
There's a Velo somewhere back here, dude, if you're hungry.
Oh, I'm starving. Stomach's empty.
Mystics, you're taller than me? No way. Fight me. Right now, Ant hasn't seemed to pick a fight with POT. He's kind of left that one go, besides constantly taking shots at Deathly. Like, if you watch his videos, he's always, like, throwing out these snide attacks towards Deathly. And I don't know, I'm starting to get really fed up with all of these cheap shots coming from Ant. Like, he's just throwing shade over everybody who isn't the Isle. Like, bro. I'm coming for that #1 spot then, dude. You know I am. I smell blood in the water.
Thank you. Oh, need that. What's going on, Dasher? Fisher was there, you could just eat him. Oh, I wouldn't do that to Fisher.
Absolutely, Timothy. Metric all the way. I wish that we would have just had that system here, so I never had to worry about conversion. Oh wow, we actually have Anthomnia here. Wow, dude. We actually have Anthomnia here. You sure talk a lot for someone who knows very little of the background information. Well, fill me in, man. I don't know the background information. I just play the games. That's crazy, dude. He's actually here. That's the real Anthomnia. I've gotten messages from fake Anthomnias plenty of times, but that's the real one. Yeah, man, I'm a fan. I don't know. That just last video, I don't like how it felt, dude. Like, I'm just playing when I'm saying the whole coming for the #1 spot. Because I'm just a small creator, dude, but I don't know. It didn't feel like you, dude. It didn't feel like the kind of content I can expect. I understand the cuffs coming off to a degree. Like, definitely, you deserve that. Like, not coming after your dog is not cool. I got a dog too that like is my child, but I don't know, just rubbed me the wrong way. You want a voice chat? Damn, I'm down. I suppose I'll be right back, dudes.
Right on.
Right on, man.
Well, we'll hang out in voice chat till I can establish a clear line of communication. Do you want to just like give me a call, Anth, or something? Because I'd love to hear your side of things, dude. Shoot. Where am I going? Back to Ormond. He is my child. Hey, be nice, guys. Be nice. We have the man himself here, and he has he seems like he's being chill and cool and ready to talk about this stuff, which I'm very interested in. Oh, Ormond, there you are. All right, let's take a little sit here, buddy. I'm going to hop onto Discord. I'll probably actually do it on my home Discord.
Says I think I have your Discord. Oh snap. It's the most famous now. Streamer's watching another streamer.
All right, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. I got Anthomnia here.
Yep, later, bud.
Mr. Anthomnia.
Alright, you are the right one. There's a couple simmos around us who just started.
That's all right. It's all right.
What's up?
Well, I don't know. I just always follow your videos, dude, and thanks for finding my channel. I mean, legit. That's awesome to have you here.
Hang on. You're cutting out a little bit. Hang on.
Oh, here.
Right.
Give me 1 second. I will join the call again on my other Discord. This one I got a bad internet connection on. Just a second.
Alright.
I got a bad internet connection on. Just
Legit, it's the dude himself.
There we go. I should be easier to hear now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Alright, no man, I've been lurking on your channel for the last like month. When I'm not recording, I actually just bring up your stream if you go live, and I just check out what you're doing and stuff because you put such a variety of different games.
Hey,
But
thank
I
you.
don't talk, and I do it on like a different browser. But it just so happened in this case, someone actually sent me your stream, and you're like, "Yo, talking mad smack." So I just okay, gotta try and dispel some rumors.
Hey, well, I'm glad you come in here to actually talk it out. But yeah, do you want to like just share with me like what's going on? Cause things seem to be taking a turn of some kind. Like, I'd love to hear what you got to say.
I wanna clear the air a little bit on the Deathly stuff real quick. I definitely take shots at Deathly, and I don't deny that at all. And I have reasons for taking shots at Deathly. The main reasons, I don't know if I can say this one or not, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. But I do know in the past when I was up and coming and recording the Isle, Deathly used to non-stop talk smack about me, wishing my channel to fail. Any chance he had, he would say something negative about me, and he just hated me. The second POT came around, he was suddenly this, "Oh, I've been watching your videos for, years, and I admire your content," because he wants the advertising.
Yeah.
And I have a log here, and I've already passed it off to a lawyer to make sure that I can make this claim. But I have a log from Deathly where he tried to give me an illegal, underhanded deal that would have jeopardized my channel. through the COPPA regulations with a secret influencer incentive, and it was highly illegal of him to do that.
Ooh,
and I don't know
yeah.
if he's aware of that or not, but I have that proof. That's gone through a lawyer, and that's why I didn't sign any contracts from him or contact him after he tried to make that deal. So I have major issues with Deathly, as far as anything with Path of Titans. I think the creatures look kind of cool. I hate their style. The creatures look kind of cool. I think the game's going to go places at some point. Deathly as a person, I have issues with. I have personal, deep-rooted issues with Deathly. I don't want to take that out on the game, so I try not to, except for that Spino. I do not like that Spino, but otherwise, I have issues with Deathly. Now, there's a lot more, obviously, but I take cheap shots at them. I know. I understand that. I do. But at the end of the day, there's things that happen in the background that people don't really know about, and I haven't really been vocal about up until now.
Right on, man. Yeah, I think as long as you like can let people know where you're coming from and what you've experienced, people are going to be a lot more understanding. Like I know of I've been playing Path of Titans a little bit, covering it, and I already know of a couple kind of less than perfect interactions that have gone on with some of the people who've been partners with the game.
I'm gonna stop you real quick, because I mean you're still an up and coming YouTuber and stuff, and I think you got a lot of potential. Don't say anything on your stream that could burn bridges for you to grow your channel. Okay, your channel should be your main priority. I think what you do is great. I think you should keep going the way that you're going, man. But don't be public with things if you're worried about burning bridges. I can afford to burn bridges. Some bridges don't leave anywhere, like in Don's tweet. But make sure you look after yourself and what you have to say about other games and stuff. Like if you want to play Path of Titans, it's fine. I'm not going to give you shit over playing a game. Fun is subjective, and I could have fun on Day of Dragons. I did have fun on Day of Dragons, and then things started coming out, and I was misled, and media was misled, and Riot and Gaming Beaver, things were misrepresented to us as content creators.
Yeah, everything happened very fast, and I appreciate the advice, because yeah, I'm still pretty new to this whole thing as far as like the whole perspective goes. I'm still learning my way.
There is so much. YouTube is one big political game, man. Like, if you're gonna try and do this full time, like you're gonna be a full-time politician when it comes to deciding what you're gonna say about games and how you play them. Seriously.
Yeah, I've got a little experience there.
Look at my new Beasts of Bermuda video, man, and you'll understand the politics that go into it. That video was received in the complete opposite way that I wanted it to be received in. But I mean, it is what it is. I can't really do much about it.
Yeah. I know the feeling, to a much smaller degree, of course, but yeah, it's hard to anticipate the reaction of your audience sometimes.
When it came to Beasts of Bermuda, because I know there were some issues with that, Beasts of Bermuda as a game, when it initially came out, I thought had a lot of potential because they wanted to put all these cool things in, and I thought, wow, that's going to be sick. And contrary to what my comment section is vomiting everywhere, the game hasn't been in development for 1 year. It's been in development multiple years. I mean, take my buddy Riot. He played the game 2.5 years ago almost, and covered numerous updates that they brought in, like tornadoes and stuff. And these are systems that took a while to put in. I would vouch and say the game, at the minimum, has been in development for 3 years. And then I have the proof on SteamDB where they were doing private development even further back, maybe even as far as 4 years. But obviously, I can't prove the 4-year mark. The 4-year in my title comes from the fact that the creator of Beasts of Bermuda was in a conversation with Don, and he was offered to fix the isle more or less because of balance issues.
Yeah, that's that clip from the beginning, right?
Yeah, that was in like 2016 or something, and like he was supposed to get an SP access and all. Like, this was a huge deal, man. Like, there was a lot of stuff happening way back then, and this was when I was just a little guy. Like, I was just a little fish in a big sea trying to make my own way on YouTube too. And like, there was so much stuff that happened in the background and drama that happened around that, but I didn't get into it. And I kind of wish that I had taken a stance, and I did back then, just because of the way that things happened. But regardless, that stuff happened, and then the next day, you know, he declined, and then Beasts of Bermuda is being created. Now, as a game, I don't have issues with the game if people are having fun with it. And so again, fun is subjective. I can't tell you what you can find fun. You can't tell me what I think is fun. You know, I mean, fun is a very subjective thing. People hate the Isle. People love the Isle.
For goodness sakes, we play the Isle. Like,
yeah, like that's just how it is. And I just saw in your chat, I'm not actually recording. I don't have time to deal with this stuff. This isn't going to be a video on the channel. But anyways, you fast forward basically to the creation of my video. Now, I jumped into Beasts of Bermuda with the genuine intention to have fun. My first half hour of the game was spent trying to connect to the game servers because I was constantly stuck in a loading screen. When I did get in, I encountered more game-breaking bugs. My Moza, for whatever reason, jetted into the sky. That was completely cut out. I played at a Moza again when I respawned, and like, I kid you not, man, I got up on land and the Moza started sliding, and then it started hovering up over a mountain. Like, it was just, there was no reason, it just happened. Like, I don't understand why it happened. My game crashed twice while I was trying to do things on it. I spawned as a really large a paddle or whatever, and its kneecaps were below the ground. So like, I couldn't do anything. It was vibrating and its kneecaps were below the ground. Like, there wasn't anything I could really do. So I mean, I cut out it as well. I cut out a lot of stuff, and I understand that some of my stuff and what I said it was a little bit more critical than what I would usually put out, but it was critical in the way that I was expecting better for the players who were supporting and playing that game, given there was years of development. And I had higher expectations. Maybe I walked into it, you know, thinking way better stuff was more polished and stuff. But when you have a game like that has so many features and options in it, but like nothing is polished, and like you have a pteranodon flying around with a hunk of meat that's 2 times the size of his body, and when it drops it, you know, that piece of meat's
pretty
tiny.
silly.
Like, it's a small issue, but the being aesthetically pleasing is just out the window right there and then. You know, I mean, I would expect they would put that carrying system in and fix it, you know, and do whatever they needed to do, and then, you know, move on to something else. And then, you know, bring that in and polish it. And I mean, I've heard of countless bugs that I didn't encounter, and I've had countless people come forward and say, hey, this is a bug and this is a bug, you know, but I didn't make mention of any of that stuff, and I still don't make mention of any of that stuff. I expected more from the game, and I expected that on behalf of the players because I wanted more for them. But the video was never supposed to come off as an attack, and it was never supposed to be that way. Now, some people think it did come off that way. Some people think obviously it didn't come off that way. I mean, there were, like, I didn't go out of my way to make bugs happen. I wouldn't even know how to make bugs happen because I didn't even know how to play the damn game. There was no tutorial system, which I took a big issue with as well. Because I mean, I was a pteranodon, and I jump in the air, and I feel like, okay, there's no way I can fly as a baby. And then I'm hovering. I'm flying, like, I'm gone. That's it. I'm out of here. And I'm like, oh, how do I control this? You know? And in the comments, people were saying I could E to slow down. It would have been amazing if that had popped up on my screen so I could control my pteranodon. You know?
It'd have been amazing if that was in there when they first launched the game, because I played it a little bit when it was first launched, when the hype was first going for it. And I straight stopped playing the game because it was just so incredibly buggy and broken for me. And then I made the return to the game fairly recently, and I don't know, it kind of won me over a little bit, because I felt like a lot of the major like lag and frame drop issues had been solved and had been polished up quite a bit in the last year, so I was willing to give it a chance. And
oh yeah, it was polished up majorly. I think it was polished up majorly too, but I mean, back when I played this game, like, it was like an alpha or something, or like it was like before it even came out on Steam, basically.
Yeah, you got a lot longer history with it than I do, for sure.
Like, I had a really limited experience on that game, so I wasn't even around for the tornado stuff. I didn't know about the flooding. Like, when my wreck spawned into the water, and, you know, people were complaining about how I reacted to that, and like, yeah, sure, it was over the top, but I mean, that was because I didn't want to go in as a serious, you know, like, oh, this is so broken, this is dumb. Because I mean, that's blatantly just, you know, oh, it's attacking basically.
Yeah, you wanted to make it fun.
I wanted to make it funny and fun and really over the top so people would see past the negativity to an extent, but they would still know I had an issue with it. But, you know, when my wreck spawned underwater, I didn't know about flooding. I had no sweet clue. I did press space to try and get up out of the water. Nothing happened. I could only use A, W, and D to move around, but it wouldn't let me go up. And I just thought that was a thing in the game. It didn't say, you know, push space to go up, but I tried it anyways instinctively, being a gamer. You know, I'm sure you do the same thing. Nothing happened. I spawned in and I couldn't go up for whatever reason, so I swam straight. I mean,
I suppose I can understand that because when you swim up underwater, it's actually really slow, your ascension. So I could see how you could hold it for a second and not actually see anything happening.
Like I didn't see anything happen. I just assumed it wasn't a thing because I just assumed it wasn't a thing. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to try and swim to land then. And, you know, people make the defense that, you know, it's not a big deal that you spawned underwater. But I mean, wouldn't they have at least realized, you know, if we had flooding and a new player joins, you know.
Yeah, it's not the best place to spawn underwater. As a T-Rex, you know, Moza, that's the idea, but T-Rex is not an aquatic creature.
If they did something custom where a Moza would spawn there instead, you know, like that'd be cool. You'd be in an area where Mozas wouldn't usually start out and you'd find your way out and stuff. But I mean, I just spawned underwater as a Rex and I was deep underwater too. And people are like, oh, it's terrible. You said things about that. I mean, isn't that a broken gameplay feature? To me, if this was a normal dev team that was trying to polish things, I mean, you wouldn't be caught dead letting players spawn literally underwater to drown to death.
But to be fair, you know, they are a small team. Like, I know a lot of people also give Saurian a lot of crap, but that's another really small team that puts, you know, it's a passion project for them. They're not, you know, a studio raking in a lot of dollars, and this is just me guessing for the most part because I honestly don't know them. But
I don't know much about Saurian either. Like the last I heard, they were doing something with the T-Rex, and now they do a lot of devlogs. I don't know what's going on with
yeah,
with
last
Saurian, unfortunately.
Last I heard, they're working on getting the Triceratops playable, and they're working on, but that's all besides the point. But yeah, I mean, I suppose definitely I really appreciate coming here to explain your thoughts on that video, because I know I was very shocked by it, and I noticed from the comment section many other people were really taken aback by it. Just
were shocked by it.
It just didn't seem like you, but I mean, you've been going through a lot with all this other stuff lately. Like, do you want to explain that a little bit? Like,
oh yeah. So obviously the Day of Dragons fiasco happened, and like that game had so much potential, man. Like oh my god, that game, oh, so much hype, and it was effectively, in my mind, destroyed by Jo and his inability to handle large crowds with PR. I can't really blame the guy for not knowing how to manage it, because it's literally like me taking a guy working at Walmart and, hey, make videos for my channel, you know, 700,000 subs, and, you know, don't know how to handle any negativity that he gets being thrust into the position. But at the same time, you know, I had a team of 10 people that I consult with for social media stuff on Isla Nika, my game servers and stuff. I'm not trying to plug my stuff on your stream.
It's all good. It's all good.
But, you know, they brought him in, and we had like a 2-hour-long conversation to try and help this guy. And this happened in public. No, I don't even know if I publicly mentioned this, but like we tried to help him out. And he just went against like all the advice we had tried to give him. And I mean, at the end of the day, he basically made his own bed. The only choice was for him to sleep in it. And I mean, all this new stuff was coming up with IGP and Icy Caress. Beaver pulled his support. Like, so much stuff was coming out of the woodworks, and so much stuff was coming to realization for me that, wow, you know, like this game that I really want to see succeed is really, really, really messing up on a PR point of view. And it also, like, it's not fair to the players because they're being promised these things now that might not actually happen. So I cut my support, and almost immediately when I cut my support, I started getting email after email after email, and then it moved to Discord, and I had people, I'm not going to say it on stream because you're streaming obviously, but I had people saying, you know, stuff basically.
Awful things.
To me. Bad stuff. So I had to deal with that for a while. And I mean, I had a tipping point where I was just through my time on YouTube, I've tried to not burn bridges, and I've tried to be neutral in some cases. Sometimes things slip through, and I have my own opinions come through, or I'm influenced by outside of opinions and stuff like that, where, you know, I agree with someone, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is kind of messed up. But typically, I tried to walk on this tightrope of, you know, be friendly to everyone, because, you know, anything can happen. And something just snapped when I started getting these messages, and I spoke out, and I directly called people out for them, because that was that. I was on the offensive at that point. It was no longer defense and try to be the bigger person, you know. I full offense. That's it. You know, I'm sick of these people. If you want to play hardball, well, I'm gonna
Not
start
pulling any
punching down,
punches.
and when I swing, it's not going to be a good time.
Yeah.
So I swung, and every time I swung, these people basically disappeared, or they came to me, you know, apologizing, and I'm so sorry, you know, this and that, and this and that. But at that point, because it was such a personal thing for me, that was it. I was jaded to it. Like, too bad. You said it, own it. At the end of the day, you know, if you're going to say something and you want to get a rise out of me, you got your rise. Now deal with the consequences for doing it in a terrible way. Now, you know, you do what you need to you know, do whatever you need to do to handle it. But ever since that stuff started happening, I basically decided that the fiasco with DoD wasn't okay. It didn't sit okay with me. I felt like I was lied to, and I feel like in exchange of me being lied to, and this is the same for Syntac and Riot and Beaver. We were all pretty much lied to for some stuff that was happening in that. We more or less promoted a game that may not actually live up to what we all want it to be and what we were told it would be, and, you know, just a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, concept art was showed to us that was never actually licensed for the game, and that hyped us up even more. Like that Woodland Dragon and stuff like that. You know, that stuff was never actually licensed, but it was shown to us like they owned it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's fast forward to now, and I mean, it was a tipping point for me where it snapped, and I was like, you know, I'm not being fair to the people that are watching, you know, like, look at what we did for this game. They got so much money, and I mean, the people that depend on us for our credibility is, you know, what are they left with now? You know, did they blow their money, or are they going to get something that's like a subpar product that we don't endorse?
Yeah, and we honestly still don't know.
We won't know for like a year or two at the very least.
Yeah.
But
so let me change gears here quick, and sorry, I don't mean to get beat 21 questions, but
how dare you? How dare you?
But people are kind of wondering, like, you know, what prompted this BOB video? You know, we got tons of cool stuff coming out about the Isle. I was honestly expecting you to cover, like, the stream Dondi just did the other night and all the photos of the merch. Like, why the BOB video?
So this is literally just comes down to my channel and me being bored. I mean, if you look at what I've been doing, I did Isle, Subnautica,
yep.
the Isle, Subnautica.
Yeah, you've been trying to play more Subnautica.
Yeah, like I was in a loop of the same two games, and like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Subnautica Below Zero. Like those devs, they're some of my best friends. I love those guys. They're great people. And then the Isle, obviously, I love the Isle too, because I've been covering the game pretty much since the start of my channel and the start of the game. But I mean, I had to branch out, so I wanted to try something different. So what relates to my audience? Well, business side, dinosaurs. Why not play another dinosaur game? All right, let's check out Beasts of Bermuda. And the idea was I would do the video, you know, however many years later, you know, and here is the state of the game. And I knew I would have some issues with it, but I also knew I would have some fun. And I honestly thought in that video, I had shown, like, I was having a lot of fun when things worked. Like that, I'm not even kidding, man. Like in the last month, the most intense moment I've ever had in a game to spike my heart rate to like a lethal level was when I nosed off of that mountain as a baby pteranodon, and I thread the needle through like this little cave thing, man. That was sick.
That was good. I
sick.
thought you were dead for sure, dude. I thought you were gonna smack into something.
I don't know how I didn't die. I almost lost it. I'm like, yo, I hope someone saw that. That was sick. And then obviously I had some issues with the animations and like the T-pose turning, but dude, like it was sick. I did enjoy that. That was that was a heart-pounding moment. But to get back on topic, quite literally just to try and mix things up on the channel a little bit. I didn't want to do a pedophile exposed video because again, I'm not really big on doing that content. There's a lot of people that I've been exposing privately but not on the channel because of the emotional strain, and I don't want to use it for publicity and stuff. Obviously there is a need to have awareness made, but
yeah,
besides the point. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit because I was playing the same 2 games for like 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, I want to do something different. I don't want to go underwater and fight with leviathans or cover the recode, because like that's all I've been doing since all the recode stuff is coming out.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Like, all of us at the Isle creators have been doing our best to try to keep up with all the new stuff coming out. So I definitely get I went through that like kind of earlier in the fall. Like, I felt the need to just try to get into something else to shake things up, because the Isle, we love the game, we want to cover it, but sometimes it gets slow, or we just feel the need to throw some variety out there because we're human. We're not machines. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Because I went through the comment section and a lot of people were just wondering. It just seemed a little out of left field.
I know a lot of people had issues with it, but I mean, also at the end of the day, like I'm allowed to form my own opinions, and I realize my opinion doesn't fall in line with the opinion of a lot of people that were there, and I feel bad that they took the video in the wrong way, because I didn't try to attack these guys. I went on the offensive, obviously, on Twitter after everything started spewing up, and I was like, okay, this is dumb. Like, I'm not allowed to have my own opinion as a content creator. If it differs, that's it. People can't just respect that, or even, hey, that might actually be a bit broken. It could be a little bit more polished. But, it is what it is.
Well, man, I thank you so much for coming on to the stream. I mean, if there's anything else you want to address, I mean, it's my first time getting to talk to you, and it's a real pleasure. I mean, sorry if I came off as a little mean talking about it in the stream. Just that video did rub me the wrong way, and I don't know, it just felt dirty to me. But now, like, talking to you, I totally get your perspective when it comes to making that video.
I can understand entirely why it would come off that way, and like from the comment section and just like Rachel, like I can understand there are a lot of people that have issues with what I had to say about the game. I totally understand that, and I respect their opinions, but there comes a point when their opinion being the right opinion and the only opinion that matters because they like a game, it becomes a mob mentality pretty fast, and like it's something that you're going to see a lot. This is advice for you. Something you're going to see a lot when you start getting bigger, because I guarantee you are going to become a very big creator at some point in the future, because I'm not kidding, man. You're streaming all the time, you're making videos, you're literally doing almost the exact same stuff that I did back when I had a channel your size, and like you're covering the right stuff. Your SEO, you know how to title a video correctly, your thumbnails are pretty good. Like I think you're gonna go places with it. But no, I'm not gonna give you shit for having an opinion or forming an opinion over something. It's not like that. Like, I could understand. Wait, am I allowed to swear on the stream? I just said.
Go for it, dude.
But no, like you can form an opinion over stuff, man. It's not like you were like, oh, he's a terrible person, like a lot of these people are. It's just like, yeah, I don't really agree with it, and here's points here. Like, you're allowed to do that. I mean, I'm not going to give you crap over it.
Well, respect to you, Anth. I really appreciate it. Like, you definitely are entitled to your opinion as well, and I hope some of it settles down pretty quick. I hope people realize
it'll blow over in like a week. I really hope this is a kick in the ass for BOB to start polishing things, because I mean, like, my criticisms were literally on behalf of the players, so they would try and fix up some systems and stuff. Like, I shouldn't have ran into all the bugs that I did. Like, I cut out half an hour of buggy footage, like I said, just because I didn't want to dumpster the game with all this negative stuff. I mean, I didn't want to do that. The point was to address things, and hopefully, it would fix things. I'm kind of disappointed the game wasn't as far along as I felt it should have been, but I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately we'd all like to see that the game come along a little more. It's been out a year. Let's see some real progress.
Hell yeah.
All right, dude. Well, don't let me keep you. Like, if you gotta go, I understand. You know, maybe we could keep in touch after this. So, you know, if something happens, I don't just gotta like speculate out into the void.
Actually, I just added you on Discord. Yeah, I gotta go pass out, man. It's like 4 in the morning. Like, I've been,
Yeah,
I've been
no
doing
kidding,
a lot of
dude.
stuff. Like, yo, dude, this merch company. I'm not gonna say their name because I was talking to a lawyer and they said not to mention their name, but I got ripped off, man. Like that merch that I was supposed to have come out and stuff is just non-existent anymore. Like, it's dumb.
Oh, like your own merch, like those hoodies and everything.
Yeah, like the custom hoodies and stuff that I had made, they got lost in the mail, and they've literally been lost for like half a year.
Oh man, those were dope. Those were so cool.
Yeah, I know, they were sick, and like now they're somewhere in Russia or something. Like, it's dumb.
Somebody's wearing some nice
responsibility.
Anthomnia hoodies out there.
I know, right? Drinking vodka and spilling it on their hoodies and stuff. That's dumb. Like they shipped these things to me because I wanted to trial run them, because I wanted a week or two to, you know, wash them and wear them and see how they were, so I wasn't, you know, doing a whole, hey, buy this, it's good, and it's actually terrible, you know, day drag. But, you know, and like I didn't even get the opportunity to do that. I wanted to make sure that it would be good for people, and like they would get a long time of use out of it. And I mean, you know, I never got it, and apparently it's my fault I never got it, even though they put the wrong address down on the original shipping label, and that's their responsibility to get it to me. So,
Well, I hope you can get it all figured out again, because I know I'd love to have one of those. Those were sweet.
you might be waiting a long time, man.
It's a shame. But all right, Ant, thank you so much for joining me, man. It's really cool to get to actually meet you and talk to you, and I think it speaks a lot towards your character for you to come here on my live stream and just talk this out.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks for letting me come along.
Yeah, I'll have to keep in touch. We'll talk to you later.
I got a dog pulled on my head. I gotta go.
All right, give that pupper some attention. We'll see you.
Hey, later, man.
Well, guys, that was sweet. We got to meet Anthomnia. Who would have known? What a night. What a crazy couple of nights we've had. One Russian dude is just wearing Anth merch and drinking vodka. That's right, nice Demon Wolf. Husky says, Anth, if you're still listening, so glad to have you in the stream. Come share your perspective on everything. You're awesome, man, and hope to see you more, bud. He offers you a plate of flapjacks and a big purple heart. I mean, I'm a little embarrassed, Golden Spino. Here I am, like, talking smack about Anthomnia, and then he shows up on my stream. But hey, I'm glad he did. I'm glad we got a chance to talk it out. I feel a whole lot better about his video, because to be honest, yeah, the game does need a lot of work. It just seemed out of place, but he explained his rationale and his perspective, which I think was what was important. Get out of here. We don't need no shipping. No Simo and Anthomnias. Alright, so I think I can get back into VC with Carnage and Ares if they're still there. Let me see. Gotta bring up my menus again. Ormalden's still here. Whoa. Connection to the server's been lost. Why you talking smack, Simo? I don't know, because I like BOB, at least a little bit. So the video just kind of irked me. But I can totally get it. Like, he was expecting more. And honestly, I quit playing BOB when it first came out, because I was like, this game's buggy as hell, it's trash. But I've kind of fallen in love with it as of late, so I took an adverse reaction to the video. But man, he says so many nice things about me. How can I be mad? I know. Amp has omnipotent powers. Anth has omnipotent powers. He just knows everything and sees everything. I know. It scared me too, Mystics. I was like, damn, that is the Anthomnia. That is like the man himself. Zimmy says, sure, BOB's gotten a lot better, but it would be a straight up lie to say that the game isn't buggy and weird still. Truth. That may be true, AMD cars. Anthomnia may be clickbaity, but you know, you gotta play the system here on YouTube. You gotta know how to title those videos and put those tags in. And I got called out when I made my latest Isle News video, and I put some bloody effects around the horns of the trikes, and some people didn't like that. They thought that was clickbaity. You know, it's all a subjective experience. When Simo is in the 1 million subs, we will remember this day. Everyone write down the date. January 24th, 2020. Thomas Doyle says, that's so cool though. I'm glad there's a conversation. Hell yeah, Thomas. That's the best thing. I like it when people can just talk things out and we can understand one another better. Hey, it's only Albatross. Good to see you in the chat. Algorithm, bleh. Yeah, that's right, Locale. You understand. Jesse says, I'm not defending BOB, but all I'm saying, the game was way worse when it came out, and it's gotten better. I think it's got a good future, just gotta keep up with the updates and bugs, etc. See, Jesse, that's how I feel too. I definitely had my adverse reaction much sooner. I played it for a while when it first came out, and people were like, play BOB! It's a brand new dinosaur game! And I was like, I'm all about it, let's try it! And it just wasn't pretty. It wasn't good. It was, I mean, I honestly think my hardware at the time too just couldn't handle it either. So that was part of the equation, and maybe some optimizations have helped the game out. I'm not sure. My better hardware, or software rather, has helped me out as well. Lil Red and Little One says, sorry, had to go watch Ravenous's last video. So what did I miss? Oh, Lodi. Lil Red. We got visited by the one and only Anthomnia, dude. That just happened. For your health, go to bed. Damn, guys. I mean, maybe I could end this stream here pretty soon, but I would like to get back into VC with Carnage and Ares if they're still going.
Invite all you guys.
I have returned.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back, bud.
That was fucking nuts, man.
I just restreamed your stream, by the way.
You guys were just sitting there watching it the whole time, so what'd you think?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
God.
So,
Good on him,
first
though,
impressions, yeah.
For putting his 2 cents in, like his side of the why he did stuff. Not that he had to answer to anybody, but it just felt like that video was out of place, and he was lurking on ya.
We're legitimate fans, like, you know, we're getting a little
definitely.
concerned.
I'm at work on break, you know, watching Ant's video. You can definitely say I'm a fan. But I can definitely say that video felt a lot different than the norm.
Capricorny Cacophony says, I'm actually really glad that happened. Before this, I kind of didn't like Anthomnia and wasn't watching his videos, but hearing him, he sounds like a chill guy. Awesome, Capricorny Cacophony. Well, make sure to go check him out. He's got some of the best style videos out there. Lonely Tom says, hey Simo, I have a question for you. Do you know the aviary on V3? Have you seen 2 weird looking dinos that look like big aloes? No, I haven't ever seen anything like that, Lonely Tom. I mean, I got to see a Quetz in the aviary the other night, but...
Shut up. I don't even want to hear it.
But that's all I've seen out of the ordinary inside the aviary.
You said ants in the chat. I'm like, nuh-uh. I immediately hopped over.
Yeah, dude, that was so surprising. Just like, whoa.
How nervous were you the whole time?
A little nervous, but I honestly like almost feel like I already knew him because I've watched his videos for so long, so it was actually a lot more chill than I was honestly expecting.
You didn't seem to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually really nice talking to him.
Oh, by the way, me and Aries said we're going to take partial credit for that because he said he invited you. So we're gonna take partial credit that you got to talk to him.
Right on, you guys. I'm sure it helped. I mean, you were here to discuss it with me, so.
Not that you were ever gonna not meet him.
Yeah, for sure. Lurking your streams, dude.
Yeah. Well, that makes me blush for sure. I got Anthomnia lurking my streams.
Only the most dedicated IL streamer with 700,000 subs watching your streams.
Yeah. Simo, you are at the other group. Oh, am I?
This is the important group.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys.
The one with you in it?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you guys join us.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I'm gonna pour another drink for that. That was craziness.
Dude, I watched that whole thing. I almost died because I was watching your stream. So.
Don't die.
And you did well, man. You asked good questions. You got all the information you needed out of him. Like, he had fun conversations with him. Kudos for a good interview, mate.
Hell yeah. I should probably clip that. I mean, he did just come live on my stream, so it's already there. Shoot, let's do it. Clipping it.
Are you pinching yourself yet, Simo?
Oh shit, I never did. I don't know. I've had a couple of drinks, so I'm kind of numb. This still might be a dream.